Zodiac Gang, Cash the Gemini, back with another story time video. Today's story time is the worst whooping I ever got, which was a result from stealing from my grandfather. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Grab your popcorn, sit back, have some ice cold to drink and enjoy. The time I was about 13 or 14 years old, and my grandpa owns his own business and he is very well off and everything like that. And I was like, he's not gonna miss the money at all. Like, he's not gonna notice the money is gone. So I thought. Now, the span of me doing this took place between either a 2 to 3 week period, meaning 1 week I take so much on like a Saturday, and then the next Saturday I take more, and then final Saturday I took more. So that's how it was going on. And as I'm taking the money and I am going back to my house, I'm thinking, man, everything I could do for this with this money, me and my girlfriend. Now, mind you, my girlfriend, which is present day Canella, still her. We've been dating a very long time, now engaged. She had no idea that I was doing this. She didn't encourage it. She literally was in the dark, had no idea. So I find in this drawer maybe like $1,200. I'm like, oh man. So I take at least, let's say, half of it. And then the following Saturday, I notice there's more money. I take about 25% of that. If the final time I went to go take money, I went in for the juggler. You feel me? I ended up having maybe about $2,500. Before a 13, 14-year-old, that's like 20 grand, you feel what I'm saying? So my uncle calls my grandpa, and this is the backstory that I didn't know at the time, but my uncle calls my grandpa. My uncle is an employee for my grandpa, working, that's his dad. He's like, hey daddy, my grandpa was like, man, spill it, what's going on? So my uncle tells him, you know, the money's missing. The only other person was here is Mike. So my grandpa confronts me. I end up having to confess, obviously. My way of trying to get out of it is I call my mom and I'm like, yo, this is what happened. Come get me. Worst mistake ever. Number one, if you do any wrongdoing, you have to know that you gotta face the consequences. That's number one. So as my mom is coming down to the we're in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We're coming from Omaha, Nebraska. My mom is. She races out to Council Bluffs, which is really like 15, 20 minutes away. She races out there, gives me the worst whooping in the lobby of my grandpa's establishment. Luckily, there's no customers on the showroom, thank God. Whoops me in front of my uncle, which is her brother. Whoops me in front of him, whoops me in front of him, and leaves me there. Now, at this point, it's just me and my uncle. My uncle was just disappointed, don't know what to do, what to say. Now he has to tell my grandpa. Not only did Michael do this, he tried to call his mom, which is my uncle's, sister, my grandpa's daughter. He tries to call her to get out of it. So now I'm going to get even more trouble for this. At this point, I haven't even physically talked to my grandpa, like in person. My grandpa gets there. So not only did I just get whooped from my mom, now my grandpa gives me a whooping. And it's like, dude, my ass can't take much more, right? My ass is on fire. I get about 10 licks, talks to me and everything like that. When he finally goes to drop me off at my great grandmother's house, because that's who I grew up with. I have to give back all the money. I gave back all the money except for maybe like 10 or 20 bucks. I'm like, I'm gonna keep something. So I kept 10 to 20 bucks, which to this day he doesn't know about. Nobody knows about like that. But after that happened, it was very embarrassing, and I ended up, like a few days later, my mom picked me up, and I was basically on punishment for like a whole week. Now, my mom had me doing all types of chores. I remember she even hit me with a broom, and it wasn't like child neglect, anything like that, but I think she did it because it was basically like, you gonna make me look a fool in front of your grandpa. How could you even do that? If there's anybody you stealing from, is your grandpa. And in her eyes, that's how it was. To this day, my grandpa did forgive me. We moved on, patched things up, everything like that. Later down the road, me and my grandpa did fall out, but that was for other reasons, not pertaining to this. But My grandfather, he's a great man. I have nothing bad to say about him. I really do regret doing that. And my lesson to everybody with this story time really is, if you're gonna steal from somebody, number one, you shouldn't steal at all. If you are gonna steal from somebody, definitely don't do it with family. You know what I'm saying? But you certainly shouldn't steal at all. You should work hard for anything you want to get in life. And you know, I definitely regret doing it, because it was something, looking back on, it's like, man, it's something that was stupid. You know what I'm saying? And when I was out there working on the farm, because you know, he owns a farm as well as a saddle shop for horses and tractors. He was paying me, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I didn't have money of my own and things like that. And you know, I heavily regret it. But you know, that was the worst butt whooping I ever got. When I say my mom whooped me, my grandpa whooped me, had to give back the money, then got more like even worse when I got there, doing all these chores and stuff. It just was not worth it. And in the end, you got all this and walked away with $10. It just wasn't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? It was not worth it. But yo, if you guys like this story time, I do have a lot more story times to bring you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button, thumbs up, share, comment, hit the notification bell. It's your boy Cash the Gemini, Zodiac Gang. God bless you, dig?
I'm feeling lucky, you know, like Luciana. Money, power, and respect, I'm a down soprano. Lucky,